Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. So, this is a continuation of the video on what Africa should do urgently to break free from Western slavery. Okay, so if you have not watched the first part, the part one, please do well to go and watch it. We are continuing the part two in this very video. So before we continue, I would like to please crave your indulgence. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, like and share so that others will also watch the video. Thank you very much. So let's proceed. I was trying to explain to us that these people keep bringing up economics, laws, principles, policies, and so on that will end up impoverishing you as an African and as an African country. Okay, so let's continue to listen to the seminar of this man.
Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing.
Good. So the academics, their job is to convince Africans to keep doing what they are doing. And what are they doing? The wrong thing. Keep doing the wrong thing. Okay, so because if you do the right thing, they will lose. You know, somebody tried to explain this thing. He said that the lion goes out to look for food, and the food he's going to eat is another animal. If the lion looks at the animal and pities the animal, it is the lion that the hunger is going to kill. Hunger will finish him. All right. So, but if he sees an animal, he sees it as food and pounces on the animal and tears it into pieces and eats, and then he lives and the animal dies. That's what it is like. These people see us as food. All right. They see us as food. So the earlier we begin to tell them that we are not food for them to eat, that we are human beings that need good life, just as they also want good life for themselves, all this nonsense will stop. They keep teaching you wrong economics to keep doing the wrong thing, so they will continue to grow. You continue to get impoverished. Listen up.
Okay, and to show them it's your fault that you're poor.
It's your fault that you are
poor.
So that's why they keep telling African countries that, hey, you are poor, go and borrow. You are poor, let's give you some money. You are poor. But our resources are the things that are sustaining them.
So this is what we do in academic institutions. We know the basic forces that have caused this underdevelopment. We know it's colonization. We cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize. And
did you hear that? We cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize, because the day we start producing our own products, we will no longer patronize them. We are the ones making them rich. We are the ones that buy all their technological products, phone, computer, television, and so on and so forth. We buy them from them and make them richer, and we get poorer. So if we start manufacturing our own, they will get poorer. So Africa, what do? This time around, let's begin to think of how to break out of this slavery. First of all, starting with our mentality, let's break out of this mental slavery and begin to use our heads to produce things for ourselves, things that we need to consume, and not continue to depend on their products and services. Don't even depend on their advice. Okay, we have our own peculiarities. We should do our things in our peculiar way. Our senses are enough for that. We should stop all this over dependence on the West. Listen up.
Start producing manufactures. Okay, so we will do everything to stop that. And I'm going to show you how we actually block that. We had East Asian rapid industrialization processes. So in the earlier period, we had Japan and Korea and Taiwan. Okay, rapid growth, sucking in raw materials from Africa.
So this is like a network. Korea, Japan, and all the rest of them, they kept growing and they kept sapping raw materials from Africa,
driving up the prices. After those countries finished industrialization, then sub-Saharan African growth rate again fell.
The growth rate of sub-Saharan Africa began to fall. because they will get our raw materials at a dead cheap rate, go back, produce finished products, and then come back and sell them to us at a very high rate.
Sub-Saharan Africa is condemned to this role, just the supplier of raw materials, not a manufacturer.
And that is why they keep telling you, sell crude. No, don't refine. Sell just raw gold. Don't build gold refinery. And recently, you saw what happened in Nigeria. Ever since they started trying to restore the dead refineries in Nigeria, it has never worked out. All right. Nigeria has 4 refineries. The one in Port Harcourt is the one they have been working on every now and then. And recently, report has it that the job has stopped and that refinery is still not refining. All right. You go to Ghana. Ghana has a lot of gold mines, but where is the refinery? Where is the gold refinery? But recently, imagine that a country like Rwanda built a gold refinery. A country like Burkina Faso, which was just taken over by Ibrahim Traore the other day, has also built a gold refinery. So, does that inform you why they are mad at this young man? They are calling him a threat to the West because he built a gold refinery. And what was it like? Before now, Burkina Faso was selling gold at the rate of $200 per pound weight. But today, because they refine their gold and sell finished product, refined product, they are now selling it at $1,200 per pound weight. The same gold. But now they are making more money. This is what the West doesn't want you to know. And so they tell you only sell crude. Nigeria is their how do I put it? Is their fertile ground. That is where they harvest the most because they have met very stupid people who don't use their brains. Nigerian refineries have failed to work because of the wrong economic policies postulated by these people to the politicians. So before you become a Nigerian president, they will, sit you down and tell you, hey, look at what we want, look at what we don't want. And that is why no president that comes to Nigeria that will repair those oil refineries. We will continue to sell crude. After selling crude, they will refine it and sell us the finished product at a very high rate. What is the cost of 1 liter of fuel in Nigeria today? It's above 1,000 naira. But Nigeria is one of the highest oil producing countries in the world. And it is one of the countries, in fact, the oil producing country that sells petroleum product at the highest rate to its citizens. That's Nigeria for you. People who don't use their senses, people who don't use their brain, they depend on what West tells them to do economically for them to do. And that is what you get. And that is why they keep flooding Nigeria and telling you that Nigeria is a great country. They keep praising Nigeria because Nigeria is one of the places where they get the whatever they want at any. I mean, they just get away with it. They just get away at almost no cost. Listen up.
Currencies are collapsing of these countries, and many of them are sub-Saharan African countries. After colonization ended, we needed new structures to keep these countries where they were.
Now, you see, some people will tell you, but these things happened during colonization and slave trade, so it is gone and bygone. It is not bygone. This man is telling you here that after colonization, they needed to design a new structure to continue this job, this evil machination of theirs. Listen, what did they do? Listen up.
Okay, and the first of those is aid.
Good.
Okay, we give them aid.
We give them aid.
Aid for what? Actually, we give them aid to keep repressive regimes in power.
Good. We give them aid to keep repressive regimes in power. So if they see somebody that is ready to repress the citizens, to oppress the citizens, to loot from the commonwealth of the citizens and enrich himself while the entirety of the populace suffer, they consider him as a good candidate and they put the person into power. Are you following it? So the country continues to suffer impoverishment as a result of the activities of the politicians. You don't see these people operating openly now in Africa, but they have their stooges in positions of authority. And that's what Nigeria precisely is suffering today. Nigeria has always had leaders, presidents that are decided in UK and United States, not voted by the people. And these people only dance to the tune of the West. That is evil.
That's all. All the hypocrisy about transparency and democracy and bullshit like that, it's all bullshit. But
Did you hear that? That all those things they tell you, democracy, that it is hypocrisy and it's bullshit. So listen up to what they are telling Ibrahim Traore. Hey, you came in through coup d'etat. You came in through the barrel of the gun. That's not how to rule a country. You must go back to democracy. Why do they always shout democracy? It is because when you go through democracy, they implant the person they want as their stooge and go through him to still continue to advance their evil agenda on that country, the evil agenda of impoverishing the citizens of the country. That's what the man is telling you here.
it would go to country after country offering loans. And if the president did not accept the loan, they were killed.
Did you hear that? They come through the president and tell him, take loans, take loans. How many times have we heard about this loan right now? We heard it, the other man said it, that IMF will come and tell you, take loan. You take loan, and after collecting the loan, they tell you, at this point in time, you have to play by our policy. Devalue your currency, devalue it. And that is why Nigerian naira, Nigerian naira to US is 1,700 and something naira to only $1. They told the president to devalue naira so that the loan, they will continue to have access to the loan. But what do they do with this loan? They tell them, oh, no problem, just collect the loan. You can use it for anything. You can come back and collect more. So they collect the loan and share it among themselves, the politicians, and go back and collect more. They continue putting the country into more debt, while they themselves, the Western countries, continue to flourish in economic strength. So this is what they are telling you. If the country's president or leader, whatever they call him, refuses to accept this loan, they eliminate him. You heard it. He said it. They eliminate him because he's trying to do something differently to make his people live a better life.
It's just economics. It's economic warfare. The rich declare war on the poor. It happens everywhere. It happens.
So it is an economic warfare. So that when you think that they are bringing debt, aid to you, they are helping you, you are putting yourself into a very big trouble. They are not helping you, they are putting you into their slavery, into their cage.
Happens in a country. The rich control the government. Of course they do. You really believe you have democracy? Come on. I mean, grow up.
Did you hear that? Do you really believe you have democracy? Come on, grow up. Africa, grow up. You don't have democracy. You are being ruled from outside. You are being manipulated by people who sit down in their houses and monitor you like demons. So you don't have any democracy. And by the way, I mean, what is so good about democracy? They define one thing for you and do something different, and they tell you it's democracy. How many African countries vote their own presidents by themselves? Those of you from Nigeria listening to me, you know what happened in 2023 during the election between Tinubu and the rest of them. Everybody knows that Tinubu failed woefully. But Tinubu is the president of Nigeria today because of external powers that put him there to do their bidding. That is why every now and then FBI of United States will come up and tell you that, hey, Tinubu's record are dirty, we are going to release them. How many times have they said it? Uh, since he entered into power, they have said it three good times, but they have never had the courage to release it. It's not that they don't have the courage to release it actually, but they are using that to negotiate things with him. They tell if they want him to do one thing or the other for them, they come up with that threat. Hey, we are going to release his record to the public, and Tinubu will begin to send his men. Please, what do I do? And they will tell him, do this, do that. Devalue naira. Give us this oil well. Give us this. Give us that. And they will keep sapping the country at the expense of the citizens. Tinubu, of course, is gaining something from that personally to his own person. But what is Nigeria like today? The economy of Nigeria is in shambles. The ordinary person is gnashing his teeth to survive.
Who
They
has
call
all
it
the subsidies and income support? US, Europe. The
the subsidies and income support. It is US, Europe, already rich countries.
largest budgets in the world for supporting their farmers are Europe and US. You see, we're keeping them dependent. We're keeping them on a string. This next round of the WTO is designed to block that.
Did you hear that? We keep them dependent. So you must be dependent on these developed countries.
To block anyone else getting on top of the ladder.
Okay, so anyone trying to get on top of the ladder, they block them. So this is what they are doing to manipulate you. And I said we are going to be looking at what we can do as Africans to get out of these clutches of evil. I will mention some of them, and if time permits, we mention all of them. But if time doesn't permit, we get to the part 3 of this video because it's very important. I would like you to listen to the end in order to get more messages. Now, what do we do? First of all, we should begin now to reason with our own brains. Okay, more especially as a youth of Africa, begin now to reason with your brain. Stop thinking that everything West is superior to what you have. You are not inferior to anybody. You are a normal human being. Everything anybody, human being has, you also have it. You have brains that are working perfectly and functionally. Use it. Don't always believe that whatever you see from the West is the standard and you must go by it. That was our problem. When they brought education to us, we thought that their education was the best and we quickly imbibed it. But today, what do we see? We see people who just go to school to cram. You cram one thing, cram the other, and during the exam, you pour everything there, and that's the end of it. That was what they taught us. That was the kind of education they brought to us. But what do they do in their own country? They teach their children how to think. They teach their children critical reasoning, how to ask critical questions. They teach their children how to do research and find out things for themselves, not just to depend on notes and cram and pass exam. Exam is not the end of their education. So it is time you begin to reason like that. Okay? Now, number 2, you see, you should stop feeling inferior to these people from advanced countries. They are not better than you. They are never better than you. Look, I would like to use myself as an example. There was a company that um I was to pay. Yeah, I needed to pay off a debt. So they gave me a link to pay through one company, a debt collector. So I was paying through them, and after paying the debt, I asked them, so now give me a report, give me um, a report, yeah. to show that I have cleared this debt. And they said, oh, no, we cannot. I said, it's a lie. You must give me a report. Give me so that tomorrow I can use it to tender as an evidence that I have cleared this debt. They had to do it. You know, you have to show them that you know you're right. Do that. I bought something from a company, a US company, and okay, meanwhile, the first one I talked about was a UK company. So this one was a US company. I bought something from them, software, and it wasn't functioning the way I wanted. I asked them to refund my money. The guy went there and refunded me half. I said, my dear, you only gave me half. Why? He said they gave him only permission to give me half. I said, it's a lie. According to your policy, there was nothing like that. You, while refunding, you will refund half. The refund should be total. So give me back my total money. He saw that I knew what I was doing, that I knew my right, and he paid me all the money. These are things you need to do. You don't have to feel inferior. My supervisor once gave me a result and wrote my name wrongly. I told him, sir, please, this name is spelled wrongly. Prepare another result and send back to me. I gave him my real name, correct name, and asked him, write it this way, please. I don't want my name to be wrongly written. He had to prepare another result for me, a certificate. He prepared my certificate and wrote my name correctly this time around. This is what to do. And not when you see anybody, you begin to fidget just because they say you are inferior, an inferior human being. There is nothing like inferior human being. So let that enter, sink into your head as an average African youth. I am going to stop this video here and continue the third part next. And there we will see more of the things that we need to do, and you also need to do as an African youth in order to get yourself out of this evil hook. Let it be that it is our elders and leaders that are falling into their pocket. But when the leaders now leave the stage and those of us youths today take over the stage, let something different begin to happen. That's my aim, and that is our aim in this channel. All right. That's why we try to awaken your consciousness. We will see more of what to do to free ourselves. Thank you for watching, and still consider subscribing to the channel. Bye.